Well, my little bunch of shadow maniacs, I thought I might ask the question. As you know, during the year, we've done a few holidays. We've been away for a week here and a week there. And we're always nervous about how secure is our property when we're not here. So how secure is your shed when you're not here? So I thought I might just make an opening. It isn't the first opening. I've been in and out this morning. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of how secure my door is. Or this door, my homemade security door. Okay, it's OTT. So we've all got a standard lock. So we open the lock. We've all got a padlock that, you put your lock on, but then if you're going out, leaving the property, maybe you've got a lock with a padlock. So that's pretty standard stuff, isn't it? And then the door. Right, so yeah, again, pretty standard stuff. An ordinary sort of padlock on your internal security door. Let me just put these keys away so I don't lose them. I have, so you don't, you tend to put something down and you lose it. Things like doors, make yourself a place where those keys belong on that lock, on that little sticky out hole. You never lose them. Out of a habit, you get yourself in a habit of always putting the keys in the same place, and you don't put them down, forget them, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's given us access to this bolt across here, which has opened that door. Right, door won't move. Okay. You know about that. You know about the box in there which moves this arm, look. So let's just reach in and move the arm. I mean to put a plate, hide that behind the plate. So that's the one that works out of that door. Right, so still ain't gonna move. Okay. So we're are we up to date? You're up to date with my special lock, aren't you? Hold on. Let's do this one first then. You need a special key, a special homemade key to undo this. It sits in the slot. Turn it until it engages. There we are, it engages. There we are, it's engaged, it's dropped in now. So down is up and up is down because this controls the pins up there. So let's bring this thread at the bottom. Bottom up, which will then bring this arm up, which then lowers these pins here. So we're still not getting through. Okay. Now we've got the special lock, the drop through key. So let's use the drop through key and let's open that. But of course it's not an ordinary, we've got the special bolt that you have to push up out of the way, the special lock. So you need two keys on this one. But before we do that, we had a new one this year, didn't we? Let's open the lock that isn't a lock. Yeah. Do you remember this one? I've got to finish the connection, which I will do. But this is going to be the lock that isn't a lock. So that won't be open. That won't be open. The middle will be open. So we've got to balance that and connect that yet. So we've still got a bit to do on that. Why won't that sit there nicely? There we are. So, and you know what? It's funny. Because this lock is down by your foot, it's something you might not spot. It might be a lock that really, really puzzles you. So let's open. Hold on. And now the door is open. So I'd like to say that I had no worries about the security of my shed whilst I was away for a few weeks at a time. That's the mechanism for the back of the door. This is the mechanism to lock that lock. Here's the mechanism coming up, and we're yet to finish that link across to here. The lock that isn't a lock, so fully open is locked and fully shut is locked. It'll be a middle. We've got to make the keep for that yet. So anyway, so we're back at shedding, we are, and car boots have come and the stuff has arrived, and I haven't had much time to deal with it. And the stuff arrived here, and we've got so much to do. We've got so many boxes to sort out. So much tools have arrived. They tend to come in, crash on there or crash on there, and that's the end of that. Anyway, come on. Scout Crafter was talking to us about Tool Crafters tool tote, was it? Tool whatever it was. Tool holder thing. It's a bit dusty, but this is, when is a shelf not a shelf? Well, when it's a shelf that can swing out the way. Yeah. So, what I've got to say about this is use hardwood, because if you use ordinary pine, it'll tend to split and move, and when you're drilling into it, it'll be a nuisance. So we drilled it and we sort of, countersunk the end of it just to tidy up the end of the wood. And, you know, Scout Crafter was talking about drilling it to a certain depth. Yes, you can drill it to a certain depth, or you can just drill a whole lot with all the hole through and then sit it on top. So these are the long ones. So a bit too long for that. So what I did is basically drilled all the holes on top and simply put it on top of a plain wood. It's the same thing. The depth in the bottom is all the same. So you can drill all through there and then put that piece of wood on top of another piece of wood, and it just holds them in place. You know, the longer ones that would have thought might have flopped over there. So we've got that one and that one. Again, a homemade hinge. What is a hinge? A hinge is a male that's held in place by a female, or a female that's held in place by a male. That's all it is. So you can make your own hinges. So on the set, there's the original ones that I made. And then I made another set here, didn't I? Another one here. Again, something you can use and move as you want. I've connected the light to this one. This is just full of holes that you can stuff in. But it's quite nice. I like the idea of having something you can fold out of the way. That's a bit that's bent a bit, hasn't it? Needs a bit more attention. But it does the trick. You can put all your things in it. I mean, if you're that way inclined, you could fold it under the bench if you had the bench space. But it's there to move, and always handy. If you want something, your pliers, you use stuff that you use all the time, there's the handy place to put it. And of course I've mounted the light onto this one, so we can I tend to stuff everything where it can fit. And just the same thing, same again. It's a hinge. In this case, it's just a nut on a thread, and then worked off the nut across. Look, let's say top and bottom. Yeah. And then the same sort of idea here. Again, I like to have them so you move them. You know, you put a shelf in somewhere, and sometimes the shelf is in the way. So this is his magnetic. I think Debbie bought me a magnetic strip for Christmas, stocking filler type thing. So all I did was put them on there, on a piece of this. There is a name for it, isn't it? This box section stuff. Electricians and all that use them. So I wanted some of them sticking out, so I just put a piece of that on top of it. Hook ones and then magnetic ones this side. This is magnetic both sides. Again, it's just on a hinge, just on a homemade hinge, a nut and a bolt hinge. Yeah, I will. I am. He was talking about a ultrasonic cleaner. Now do you see this? Watch now. Watch this light. You probably know about it, but this is a dark corner, isn't it? If you want to go to the shelves, as I go near it, the sensor light comes on to get in the drawer. So when you're not there, the light goes off. When you're there, the sensor light gives you a nice light. Anyway, the ultrasonic cleaner, I've got a project for that, which I'll do today. And I use mainly to get in the places that you can't get into. You know, if you've got a seized plier, I'm sure I've got a couple of sets of pliers that are absolutely sea solid. And the ultrasonic cleaner is great for getting in and freeing up that joint. Enough then you can get in and get your oil and you're not having to force it. Anyway, for now, that's it. Oh, and I've come up with a decision about where to put these. So we've got that to do. But maybe not today. But we are going to give, one of my next priorities is we're going to give the taps and dies a bit more love. Yeah, we're going to work on the taps and die sets and we're going to give them a bit more love.